For decades, we feared runaway population growth and resource scarcity. But that story is changing. The United Nations now projects the global population will peak sooner by 2084, at just under 10.3 billion. This shift is driven by a dramatic worldwide drop in fertility rates. In the 1960s, women averaged over 5 children. Today, it's just 2.3. This reflects greater access to education, family planning, and economic opportunity. As societies grow wealthier and more urban, families choose to have fewer children. The probability of a population peak this century has jumped from 30% to 80% in just a decade. Already, 63 countries, including Germany, Japan, and Russia, have passed their population peak and are shrinking. The combined population of these nations is projected to fall by 14% in the next 30 years. The era of explosive growth is ending, forcing countries to rethink their economic and social models. Nowhere is this demographic reversal more dramatic than in China. China's population peaked at 1.42 billion in 2021 and is now shrinking, a legacy of low fertility and the one-child policy. Japan will lose nearly 19 million people by 2050, a 15% drop in one generation. South Korea's birth rate has plunged to 0.7, the world's lowest, and its population could halve by century's end. Across Europe, countries like Germany and Italy are also contracting, with ultra-low fertility rates. Eastern Europe faces both low birth rates and high emigration, accelerating decline. Ukraine's population has plummeted, worsened by war and mass displacement. Even the US, long buoyed by higher fertility and immigration, now has a birth rate well below replacement. The share of Americans over 65 has risen sharply, reshaping the nation's social and economic landscape. Aging and shrinking populations are now a global reality, not just a future concern. While much of the world faces shrinking populations, sub-Saharan Africa stands apart. Most countries now have fertility rates below replacement, but Africa's remain high, fueling rapid growth. This region's youthful population is a rare and valuable resource in an aging world. The divide is stark. Aging, shrinking nations face labor shortages and fiscal strain, while Africa must create jobs and infrastructure for its youth. This demographic split will shape migration, economics, and geopolitics in the 21st century. Countries with ultra-low fertility, like South Korea and Italy, will struggle to sustain growth and innovation. Meanwhile, African nations could become new centers of global manufacturing and consumption if they invest in education and governance. The world's future will be defined by the interplay between aging societies and youthful, growing ones. Harnessing this potential is both a challenge and an opportunity. Shrinking populations bring profound economic challenges. The post-war growth model relied on more workers and consumers. Now, that foundation is eroding. Labor shortages threaten productivity and can drive up wages without boosting output. Aging populations mean fewer taxpayers and more retirees, straining pensions and healthcare. Innovation may slow as workforces age and risk-taking declines. Fewer people mean less demand, risking deflation and discouraging investment. Traditional economic policies may lose effectiveness in the face of demographic decline. Immigration will become essential for sustaining growth, sparking tough debates about integration. Societies must adapt quickly to avoid stagnation and fiscal crisis. Some warn of collapse, but adaptation is possible. The demographic shift is gradual, giving us time to respond. Nations must boost productivity through automation, AI, and lifelong learning to offset fewer workers. Encouraging longer, healthier working lives can ease fiscal pressures. Rethinking immigration is crucial. Youthful populations from regions like Africa are a global asset. Integrating newcomers will be a defining challenge for advanced economies. The transition to a post-growth era will be disruptive, but it also offers a chance for a smaller environmental footprint and higher quality of life. The future isn't set. Smart choices now can build resilient, prosperous societies. By embracing change, we can thrive in a new demographic age.